Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a message about what's been hidden. All right, so some of you guys missed out on this. Some of my zodiacs didn't get this one on Sunday, and then this week's been a little bit different and busy for me, so I'm just now getting us a little bit caught up. So thanks for your patience, guys. So what's been hidden? We have the sun upright, but we also have this Page of Swords in the reverse. What's been hidden is possibly a Leo. Um, there's a desire for a huge amount of happiness. Now, here we actually do have a marriage, but it also looks like it's like even if somebody was seeking that information, it wouldn't be possible to find. Somebody's having a really good time, is what I would say. Somebody is married to having a good time, married to having fun. If King of Swords sideways, what's been hidden is the happiness. Somebody is not. It's almost This almost doesn't feel very healthy to me, which is weird because normally this would be a great card. But blinded happiness without like considering, why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm not gathering any information. I'm not paying any attention to this. I mean, maybe this person was literally happily married and someone just doesn't know that because they never said a word about it. Here's the thing, this King of Swords has four hands. He is sideways though, so he's not really like conveying information. He's not necessarily living a double life, but he's also not living a double life. Or it's like information has not been made visible, but someone else didn't think to ask. Somebody didn't think to ask the question, hey, are you happily married? Or hey, what is it that you're doing? What's your second life like? What's your second job like? What's your second place that you live? I don't Let me put it this way. The Sun card is not a marriage card. It's a card of happiness and direct action, which is why it's funny that all this direction has something hidden surrounding it, a lack of knowledge. We didn't think to question this. This could be somebody who, like, what do you do for fun? Oh, I had no idea that this character was a writer. This could simply be that they have a second job that somebody doesn't know about. They have two different things, and one of the things they much prefer. This could be somebody that we assume is one kind of person, and then we find out later, oh no, they're completely different than who I thought they were. Sometimes we get too hung up on career path, and then we assume that defines a person, not realizing that what they do for a hobby is so vastly different. Like, let's say somebody who's like a really amazing like martial artist or an expert marksman. They're fabulous with weaponry and stuff, but that's what they do for a living. They're a weapons trainer or something like that. But on the other hand, they write poetry. That's really what they love, and they spend the majority of their time actually going to poetry clubs and stuff. It could be that. This doesn't have to be like, oh, we got a double life, you're married. We've got a Queen of Cups sideways, though, and we have a Seven of Swords. Okay, so somebody's wearing a mask for sure. The fact that, oh gosh, this almost feels like someone is hiding the fact that they do have, I mean, we have possibly a matched pair, but this matched pair is either in a different location. Why was this not thought to be asked? I mean, this could be that somebody would like to be married to our Sag. I don't know who our Sag is yet. Why was this not considered to be asked? Well, we have the Empress, because an Empress would assume that people don't have whole second lives, because the Empress is pretty straightforward. So why would somebody else not be straightforward? What was the Empress's relationship to this situation? Nine of Cups. Okay, so this is one of those situations where it's like, I thought this is going to be my happiness. But even here, there's something secret and hidden, actually, because we have this little keyhole. Seven of Wands. See, there was something about this that was either a taboo or a blockage. My first question is, what was hidden? What was hidden was the thing that wasn't thought to be asked about, which is Are you super happy here? Well, yes, but there's also some other something, some other relationship. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. Because the Empress is actually aware that there's some other Queen of Cups out there, or aware that there's a blockage. She's aware that there was something hidden, and that there's like a connection can only go so far because there's something hidden, even though this situation would make them happy. It's almost like they're choosing blissful ignorance. I don't even want to know. I'm just so enjoying this idea of this person. Okay, the Queen of Cups is associated with the Judgment card and the Ten of Cups. What's hidden is that somebody is reconnecting, finding their happiness, going back to, or the Queen of Cups thinks that this is going to happen. And we have that over time. Okay, the Hanged Woman. Okay, so we're finally getting to the story now. We have an Empress who was very excited to have met or started to deal with a King of Swords. In fact, it was really happy, both of them, super happy. What was unsaid or unknown is that somewhere on the periphery, there is a Queen of Cups who's under the impression that they're going to be getting back together with that king and is going to be oh so happy. It's just a matter of time. So at this point, it's not really about like, oh, lies and cheating. It's about assumptions. And the assumptions are, like an Empress is going, oh, this is so happy, but I have a feeling I don't know everything about this person, but I'm really liking them. So this could be Sag. Maybe Sag has met an amazing King of Swords, but they don't know him that well yet. And they're like, well, they'll tell me what they need to tell me when the time comes. But I will say this, even if this is exciting, I think Sag is saying, I know that there's a lot to unlock in a person, just like there's a lot for me to unlock about my own self. I'm an Empress, but I got my story too. Do I want to open up and really share things? Yeah. Is it exciting maybe to think about sharing and opening up to a King of Swords? Yes, possibly. But do I sense that there's some kind of a blockage, something that is, if I sense that there's something I don't know, then at some point it's going to keep popping up into my head. So we have a pretty astute character who just maybe what it is that they don't know the backstory on the King of Swords. They don't know, were you married before? Were you divorced? What was your history with an ex? Were you supposedly still negotiating with a past partner? Does a past partner have a belief that the two of you are going to work things out? Are they lying to themselves about that? Have you set them straight on that? Like when do you ask questions like that of someone else's life? It's a little hard to be like, in the first 24 hours of meeting somebody, okay, so here's what I need to know, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of like, wow, prying, like, tell me everything instantly. That's stuff that on one hand maybe needs to be told kind of instantly, but on the other hand, this is a weird gray territory. Okay, so I don't want to say what's been hidden so much as what hasn't been discussed and what kind of presumptions have been made. We definitely have a Queen of Cups who is being presumptuous in assuming that, oh, we're going to be back together. It's going to be so great. I don't know why she thinks that. She, he, it doesn't matter. I don't read for genders. But in this storyline, we have somebody who assumes this is going to work out, but I don't know that it is. But I also don't know what the intentions are of that King of Swords yet. So let's ask that. King of Swords, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ace of Cups. I want to offer my cup of love. You want to offer your cup of love to whom? To the Empress or to the Queen of Cups? Spirit of Wands in the reverse, which is the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I want to offer my cup of love to a karmic. Wait a second, because we just got a third person in here. Ten of Swords. Okay, so wait a second. Do we actually have... This is so wild. This is the first time we've actually seen Sag. So I'm sorry, plot twist. We have a King of Swords who doesn't want anybody, but they want him, but he wants Sag. Sag is somebody that they can't let go of. Sag is somebody that there was already an ending with. Sag is somebody that they love. Sag is a person they still want to offer their heart to. It doesn't matter if there's, this feels like, they were with Sag a long time ago. The relationship ended fully and completely. Sag is off in a whole different direction. I thought Sag was going to be that Empress. They're not. The Empress is totally different. This King of Swords has a way of confusing people, maybe because they themselves are confused about how they're presenting themselves. The one thing that they're sure of is, I love Sag. Sag is the person not talking to me. Sag is not around me, and it's over with Sag. And Sag is happy that it's over with me, but I still love Sag. So when they're walking around still loving Sag, but they meet these different people, they, things were over with Sag, and they went different directions. This person ended up in some connection with a Queen of Cups, or a Queen of Cups thinks that they're going to be in a connection with this person, but meanwhile, so does an Empress. I mean, they got people all over the place kind of falling for them or chasing them even, and they don't care. They don't seem to want anybody but Sag. They seem to be in love with Sag. So real quick, tell me about that Queen of Cups. Let's just get a snapshot of really where she's at, who she's at. Okay, so she's just passionate about them. She just wants them. Okay. Carnal wanting, I think. And then how about the Empress? Empress, slow moving, 7 of Pentacles, perspective card, Hanged Man. So much like the Queen of Cups, she too is like kind of waiting for them to make a move, right? Both of these have the idea that Hanged Man is here, at some point over time, eventually, clearly I'm going to be with them. The Empress is more like, we'll see what grows and develops. I don't know exactly what their story is, but I think they're going to be coming toward me. I think we're going to be building something in divine timing. They'll probably move toward me. The Empress is, she's not kind of like expecting and dreaming big, huge dreams of how great it's all going to be. She's got them in her sights more like, well, this could be a very excellent endeavor. We could really build a lot together. She's looking at it from a more practical viewpoint. The other person is looking at them like, oh, I want them. So let me ask this. Why do we have all of this weird drama and intrigue when their heart is already given to Sag? Sag is one person they're not with, yet we have 2 people that are both thinking that they're going to be with this individual. So tell me, King of Swords, let's get a perspective on just the King of Swords. Ace of Swords in the reverse, Inspiration of Wands. This King of Swords is in a place where they neither make their true, it's like they don't even realize, I cannot let go of Sag. They're lying to themselves, and they're not being aware that they need to just cut to the chase and say, why am I even trying to flirt with or date with somebody else when I don't want anybody else? This is a character who keeps saying, but I guess, Sag is gone out of my life, so I have to move on. They can't move on. They don't want to move on. That's the reality of it. And that's the truth that they won't admit. If they can't let go of Sag, they're going to keep doing this. Little teeny tiny minimal amount of effort, just enough that then they capture somebody's attention who gets, all turned on by them. And then they don't take it anywhere. They don't want to, because it's still Sag that their heart wants. So, oh my gosh, this person is, they're definitely a conundrum, because they haven't admitted to themselves. If you still want Sag so much, why don't you go and at least try to fix things with Sag? Because they obviously made a mistake by letting Sag out of their lives. Is there any potential for Sag and this person to get back together? Yeah, if they put in sincere effort. 8 of Wands, if they drove to go see Sag, if they actually put all their energy into this, and if they opened up with all of the emotions that they possess. Instead of being this King of Swords sideways, it's like they're kind of sleepwalking through life. Their heart still wants Sag. They don't really notice anybody else or care about anybody else, but they're telling themselves, I guess I have to meet somebody else. Instead, they get people hooked on them that they're not even interested in. If they just admitted to themselves, I'm not over Sag, that's just how this is. I need to go and I need to work things out with my Sag, be totally devoted to this and give it all my love. What is preventing them from doing that? What is the thing that is preventing them? Because this is a pitiful amount of energy for them to be displaying, and when I say pitiful, I don't mean that they're pitiful, pathetic. No, I mean pitiful as in like tiny amount, like, like a weakened version. They're not going to be able to make a strong bond with somebody else. It's always going to be a really weak bond because their strong bond is still with Sag. With the need to sit down and have that truthful conversation, that's the big hurdle. How do I tell Sag I'm still, it's them I want? How do I give my heart? How do I give that to Sag? How do I tell them? How do I get to a point of sitting down with Sag and talking to them? Would Sag give them an audience if they actually moved towards Sagittarius? The Star and the Two of Wands. Sag, I think, is at a big distance, and I think that they're living their best life. If they came towards Sag, Sag would then reassess this. A lot of healing would need to happen, but it looks like Sag is saying, well, if they ever actually did something, if they made the action, if they took the initiative, of course I would hear what they had to say. In fact, maybe I wish that they would. I wish that they would do something with, what's that old saying? Once more with feeling. It's like you can't be apathetic and expect to get what you want. This character seems to have an issue with that. They don't really chase and put their energy into what they want. They kind of, it's a little bit like a pocket full of lint, We've got High Priestess. Yeah. This is one of those situations where I think Sag knows unless they put in the effort, it's not enough that I sense that they want the effort. I'm not going to go tap dancing into their life and be like, hey, so let me make this really smooth and easy for you. Let me chase you around. A lot of people chase this person. And maybe that's just it. Maybe they've been used to people chasing them. Maybe they've never taken initiative, and maybe that's exactly why they can't get over Sag also, because Sag doesn't chase them. Sag is not going to chase them. I think Sag says it would be the wrong move. Oh yeah, I'm sure they wish that I would, but I'm not going to do that. I sense they're wishing it could just be so easy for them, because it's always so easy. People want them, people invite them in. Hell no, you can't be apathetic. You're not just going to leaf on a river in through my life. You're going to have to put in effort. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to show me something. You're going to have to give me the energy, give me your all. If you're being with Sag, you're giving me your all. You're loyal, you're dedicated, you know what you want, you make me feel wanted, you open your heart to me, you open your emotions to me. Otherwise, I'll find somebody else who will. And I'm not going to chase you around and be like, hey, so just wondering, my offer's still on the table. Are you ready to be emotionally open? And would you want to choose me now? Sag is so not doing that. This is a big learning curve for them. They're going to have to learn how to actually focus on what they want and then set their sights on something and work for it. And work for it doesn't mean like, oh, they have to, Sag is going to sit there and be like, oh, I give that action a 2.6, try again. No, it just means that they have to actually open up. They have to, maybe they have to literally be willing to get in the car and drive and go see Sag. They have to, if they want to fight for something, they need to fight for it. They need to go for it. It's such an interesting story because they know where their happiness is. And I feel like they're getting progressively more unhappy every day that they're not with Sag, and more uninterested in the people that are chasing them. That was a plot twist. I did not know how that one was going. That was a tough one to read at first. All right. Take care. Thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Bye, guys.